Hello, hello. This is the my artifact episode number 2257. आजची तारीख आहे 10 मे 2021. वाजले आता रात्रीचे ऑलमोस्ट 9:20. I'm just asking a one question, okay, which is kind of like a being really unrelated to me. It's not really unrelated. It's kind of been related to everyone. Yeah. And what is this question? Right now, most of the people don't really understand what is the situation here. It is like a lockdown in India right now. Yes. And people cannot go outside their home. They cannot go their work. Okay. Store. Everything is closed. Right? Nothing is open. Do you want something? You cannot get it. Okay. There is a kind of like a really specific period of time, then market will open, and there are very few people will provide some sort of essential service. Okay. Basically, why we cannot go outside? Because of that, it's a virus. Okay. And what is a virus? Is a virus is that virus is spread all over the world. It's spread all over the planet. Okay, I'm not saying planet. It says all over the world. Yeah. And this virus can transmitted human to human very quickly. It's just like when you touch some person, or you just not even touch, you just being really just some person is kind of like a being really closest to that person, then virus will transmit it to another person, so it can easily transmit it. Okay. So the effect of this virus is not that much, yeah, but still the transmission rate is too high, so people will dying. Okay. Almost like in India 2.5 lakh people die in India. Okay. In in America, almost like 3 lakh or 3 point something lakh people die there. Brazil, there is same number. Yeah, there are so many people die. How is this thing happened, and why is this thing happened, and where this virus came from, and why we are feeling this situation, and who is responsible for this thing? Well, I'm just trying to know about these things, like where is this virus came from. Okay. First of all, I am not an expert. I didn't know anything about the virus, where it came from. I just know from the news media what they say, and I'm just telling you just my opinion. Okay. And what I thought about this virus and who is responsible for that. So basically, the name of the virus is COVID. Okay. And this virus came at 2019, so basically it's COVID-19. Okay. uh, it's a kind of like a really long name: COVID, SARS, COVID 19. So this is the name of this virus. Okay. So, and where is this virus came from? Okay, so basically there are so many people say something really different stories. Like some people say this virus came from lab, some people say this virus came from wet market. I don't know, but there is one thing is fixed: is this virus came from Wuhan, China. Okay. And why people say something really different? Yeah, it's just like why? Because of that, Chinese government don't really allow to investigate investigate WHO team or any other healthcare team to be and find out ki what is exactly happened there and where is this virus came from. Okay, so what is your perspective? Yeah, what do you think where is this virus came from? Well, I'm telling my perspective is that my perspective is just like what I think. Okay, um, I didn't really know about the bio and zoonotic. What is zoonotic? Zoonotic means how the virus will change or mutate from one structure to another structure. What is I'm trying to say? Okay, so right now we are living. Okay, so there are so many virus and bacteria and fungus all over the planet. Trust me, just like it is everywhere right now. I am speaking, I am right here. Might be it is also be available, also be here. Okay, so there are always these virus and these bacteria is always with you. Okay, you can go anywhere, it is always be there. Okay, so basically what just happened when a virus came from body to another body, it can mutate. Okay, it just changed their structure. uh, so basically what if there is a virus there is came from a dog. Okay, right now there is dog with me. Okay, so is this virus is if came from that dog, so the dog has a really different immune system and he has some sort of things that that virus will survive on that dog body. Okay, and केलं बंद. Okay, so okay, when virus is transfer from one body to another body, it will mutate. And why is muted? And what is first of all, let's just basic understand about the virus and why it's muted and everything. Okay, so virus is living thing or not? I don't know. Yeah, because it's a really tiny and you cannot see, and it's. I didn't really know, but there is a main function of the virus is that ki when virus is is enter in some sort of body, it can make copy of himself. Okay, and make the environment is made for their perspective. Okay, so what is exactly is that? Like I don't know how to give this example. It's just like when virus will attack on some sort of bodies. I'm not saying attack because it's not because of there are so many virus and there are so many virus I swallow, I get it, and yeah, Basically, what in my body I have immune system. Okay, and that immune system is kind of like a really good. Okay, and he understand what is a foreign object. He understand what is virus, what is bacteria. Okay, some bacteria is really good for us. Okay, but some bacteria or some virus is really good for us. Is kind of like a really our lifestyle is based on those viruses also. Okay, but some virus is bit really dangerous. Yeah, and our immune system understand those things. Our immune system knows everything about the virus, which is really good for our body. And yeah, so basically, it's just like if a virus enter on your body, so your immune system fight with that virus. Okay, what is the fight means? Viruses try to make their copy in in that host bodies. Okay, but immune system is preventing this thing. Okay, and sometimes immune system is getting really strong, and then virus will flush out from your body. Okay, so that means your immune system is really good and really great. Okay, but if some person has immune system is not really good. Okay, so basically that immune system won't really fight with the virus. Okay, and the virus will win, and in the end the virus will make the copy of himself and change the environment according to the virus. Okay, so it will be really dangerous. Because of that key, there are so many severe consequences happen when the covid virus is basically it's just covid virus is attack on your lung. Okay, it does not go to another body or just not involve in blood as also. Yeah, but basically it's just like this virus is basically attack on your lungs. Okay, and if your immune system is really good, then this virus will flush out. Okay, but if your immune system is not really good, so basically then virus will enter your body and make the copy of that virus. Okay, and then the first thing he has to do is attack on your lungs. Okay, basically when we are breathing we are actually sucking up oxygen and let it out our carbon dioxide. Okay, so this is our the primary function that lungs that have to do. Okay, also oxygen is really important for the brain and heart and every organ of your body. Okay, that is really really important. Okay, so basically just like that ki, this virus is just attack on the lungs, that is a supply of the oxygen to the all over the human body. Okay, if these lungs will get damaged, so the oxygen will not be provided to the entire body and your body will be collapse. And your body will not be sometimes it's really difficult, sometimes it's really difficult from let it out from that. uh, it's really impossible to do something like that. What is I'm trying to say? Okay, basically just like this virus attack on your lungs, attack on your small sponges. Okay, and that sponges is kind of like a really empty hole which has a really important work to do to suction the suction the to suck the oxygen from the surrounding and let it out the carbon dioxide. So this is kind of like a really sponge kind of thing happen on the lungs. Okay, and it's kind of like expanding and collapsing while we are breathing. Okay, so what is exactly happened on that suction hole? There is a water droplet, it's formed on that suction hole. So what is exactly happened when this water is collide on that suction hole? So it cannot be squeezed or it cannot be expand, and it's really difficult for breathing. Okay, so that's why as a major uh, uh, victim requires external oxygen or a ventilator for their life. Okay, and sometimes human will um, resist that virus, but it's really difficult to. I'm not trying to tell you all those science stuff and just like a biological stuff. I didn't really know all those things. I'm just telling you all those things that I know, and that's it. And maybe sometimes this is kind of like a bit really wrong as also, but this is what I know. Okay. So is this virus is really dangerous? Yeah. So that's why the government and everything is shut down, and you cannot go anywhere, and you just always wear a mask. And yeah. So the question is, where is this virus came from? Okay. So is this virus is people is this virus came from China and wet market. Okay, basically you don't really know what is a wet market. Wet market means a place where a human uh, can cut or kill other animal like a snake or bat or anything. Okay. While we are living in posh society like right now, posh society means it just like when you are seeing someone die, when you are seeing some sort of blood, some sort of things, you can smell that it's not really good smell. Okay, if a dog or some sort of animal will die on the street, so you can smell it. The smell is really terrible. Okay, so what is this smell? This smell is actually bacteria and fungus, and there are so many things. Okay, so that's why that smell is really dirty. Okay, if a human will die, and the degradation process is takes too much time. Okay, but if you don't really degrade that body, and you just that person die and just left with that body, so that body will spoil from inside. Okay, and there are so much dirty smells spread in surrounding area. Okay, so basically that dirty smells means the virus and fungus and bacteria is spread in surrounding area. Okay, so same thing happened with the animal. Okay, so if you kill the animal or if you cut the animal, then there are bloods and there are so much dirty smell or whatever it is. That thing that's spreading is continuously. Okay, it's like too much. It's way. So that is too much. Okay, so what is exactly happened? It just happened when it just like in India actually there are also animal will slaughter here as also. Okay, but it just like when we are seeing the animal is slaughter, there is kind of like a one kind of animal will slaughter in one place. Okay, what is I'm trying to say? It's just like people love to eat meat. Okay, like everyone likes chicken, everyone likes. Okay, so basically just like when in the wet market the people slaughter the animal. Okay, but there are only one animal, like there are chicken, so there is also always a chicken. Okay, so there are in that place there are so many chickens was there, and the people came and then slaughter the chicken, not just any other animal, just chicken. Okay, uh, if you want to kill a goat or anything, okay, so you just slaughter just one animal, not two or three animal. Okay, so in India there is also slaughter is also happening in India is also. So yeah, But in China, its situation is really different. In there is that so many people slaughter so many animals, so many things in one place. Okay, and that is kind of like a really tough and really I don't know. It's being really not so good situation. Like there are so many virus and bacteria spread all over the surrounding, and when the people is get contacted with that virus, they will affect it. Okay, and there are so much possibility that the virus will mutate. Okay, so when the virus is transferred from the bat to um, scorpion to snake and then human, so it will mutate from body to body. Okay, and when it mutate, it also develop. Okay, so this is exactly happened. I'm not saying is that key. People says the virus came from market when the virus is automatically muted from body to body. Okay, and then in the end it transfer to the human, and then human will spread, then human will go everywhere, and then it spread all over the world. Okay, so this is exactly happened. Okay, some people say this virus is made in lab. Okay, so is this possible that someone made this lab, someone made this virus in lab? Well, yeah, as a human technology and human science and human medical science is really developed, yeah, they can make really, I don't know, it just I don't really know, but yeah, you can make a virus, you can make some sort of thing that affect the human life and human structure. Yeah, so you can make, but this is not allowed to do that. Why? Because it's kind of like a really biological weapon. Okay, basically it's just like you are attacking with the biological weapon, which is really not so good. Because of that, the biological weapon you cannot see, like virus you cannot see. Okay, if the bomb, if someone is trying to shoot with the gun, so I can see the gun, I can see the bullet, and I can see the bullet is hit me, then I can feel that I am dying. Okay, so this is kind of like a really normal weapon. Okay, and there are some sort of nuclear weapon and so many weapon as also. Yeah, but biological weapon is you cannot see, and this will attack on your human body, and and as a human body don't really know what is exactly happened, and slowly that person eventually will get die. Okay, so that is called biological weapon. Okay, in World War Two, in World War Two, there are so many people, German people, or they make biological weapon. Okay, and they also use those biological weapon to the normal human, or normal people, or normal citizen. Okay, and there are so much things happen after the biological weapon. People will die slowly, and it's really difficult to track them out, that where it came from. And yeah, so this is exactly situation happened right now. Like people don't really know that viruses came from, is this came from Wuhan lab, or is this came from wet market. So yeah, so this is exactly, as a people don't really know. Because of that, it's, yeah, is like that ki, if you have a permission to investigate properly, so then you can do it. But basically, as a Chinese government, they don't allow to investigate. Yeah, and this is really bad situation. Okay, and then why they are not allow for the investigation? Yeah, because it is kind of like a really bad, na. Yeah, sometimes some, why? Because of that, there are so many politicians and so many people and so many thinkers. They think something really good, something really bad. They says that ki, what if the people, I don't know. Yeah, it's just like when they found out that virus is made from the is leak or made by the human, and it's leak from the virology lab. So it is there are so many allegations or case file is on the Chinese government, and they have to pay so much amount of money and so much, and it is kind of like a really disaster situation for the Chinese government. So that's why they are try to preventing their situation that these things happens naturally. What if a Chinese want to do that? What is Chinese people want to spread this virus in all over the globe? Well, I'm not saying this thing is, I'm not saying this thing because of that Chinese government is not that stupid. Okay, because of that they know ki, uh, what if I want to attack a particular country or particular people, so you need to attack them properly, not just spread a virus to the all over the world. Yeah, because it can affect them, it can affect everyone. Okay, and maybe is this thing virus is made by the made in lab and accidentally leak by the human. So yeah, but I'm not saying is that this is the pre-plan and this is kind of like a things that people plan everything and they put this virus, and I don't think that the Chinese government is actually did something stupid thing like that. Yeah, because they know what they have to do. Yeah, because it's just like if I want to blast, if I want to detonate a nuclear bomb, so I need to think thousands times that is this really essential, is this really important, what is the main reason for this detonation of the nuclear bomb. Okay, because of that the nuclear bomb is too big. Yeah, it's not too big. Yeah, because of that in all over the world there are almost like a 5 to 10 lakh people die because of this COVID. Okay, so is this kind of like a really big number. Okay, no human will die that kind of like a number until the World War II. Yeah, so I don't know. Yeah, but it's just like when I am kind of like weaponizing or kind of like a detonating with the bomb, nuclear bomb or any other bomb, or kind of like a really biological weapon. So I need to think thousands times that is this thing is really necessary, is this thing is really important, is this thing is really affecting to the particular person that I wanted to hurt him, or is this kind of like a really difficult situation for us, or yeah. So basically I didn't really think the Chinese government did something like this. Yeah, and basically is this thing happened naturally, or is this thing happened maybe accidentally. Yeah, so this is kind of like I'm telling you 100% sure ki this virus is came from Chinese. Okay, so it is so untrue. I don't know if this virus came from wet market or lab. I don't know. Okay, but there is one thing I know ki this virus is not made, is this virus uh, is not for the kind of like they are pre-planning for detonating this virus to entire globe. I'm not saying is this thing possible. Okay, maybe this thing is happened naturally, or is this thing happened accidentally. Okay. What do you think about this virus? Yeah, and do you want to be any person or any country is responsible for that? uh, well, I'm not saying is that this country is really responsible or that country is really responsible for this virus. uh, Sometimes I make mistakes. Okay, that mistakes happen because of lack of knowledge. Okay, sometimes I make mistakes accidentally. Sometimes I drive too well, but accident happened. Okay, and that thing happened with the accidentally or some sort say naturally. Okay, because of that key you never know what is exactly happening. Like if you are driving a car and suddenly your brake fail. Okay, and you crash your car with another car, and people die. So who is responsible for that? Who is responsible? I don't know. Yeah, because sometimes brake fail naturally, sometimes brake fail accidentally. Yes, this is it's kind of like a being nature. So maybe, yeah, so maybe such thing happened with this virus too. So I don't know. Yeah, but this is all those things is my thought. Okay, basically I'm not saying is this thing ki, is this virus is this country is responsible for that or that country is responsible for that. Okay, so is this thing happened? Okay, that just virus spread all over the globe. Important thing is that key how we should be minimizing that virus that do not spread. Okay, what should I need to do for this preventing this virus? First of all, as a person, as a human, okay, you need to stay where you are, like stay at home. Okay, that is the uh, most important um, kind of like a shield for you. Okay, always wear a mask. Okay, mask is really really essential when you have to go to the outside. Then you definitely need to wear the mask. It's really important to you. Okay, always wash your hand. Okay, because of that key when you are thinking this kind of like a really global pandemic situation and how we're gonna deal this, so we need some sort of gun, we need some sort of things, and we need some sort of kind of like a really regiments and army people. No, no, no. Yeah, it's just like we need to prevent ourselves from this virus. If you and if you family will prevent them, prevent from the virus, so basically it's just like you prevent as a community, they will prevent themselves, in the end the city, in the end the state, then country and entire the world. But this thing is has to be done with, this thing has to be done with uh 3.4 billion people. Okay, yeah, it's just like a, yeah, if all those people are doing this thing according to this protocol and everything, then everything will be kind of like a manageable. But there are so many people and there are so many people say so many things, and you cannot control the people, and there are laws and everything, and it is so much. There is also police, and they are kind of like a patrolling, and they are telling this key go home, go away. So so you think Chinese didn't really made this virus or didn't really spread this virus? I'm not saying is that ki Chinese have a intention to spread this virus to all over the world. Yeah, I'm saying is that the virus is spread by the Chinese. Yeah, I know, but this thing happens accidentally or naturally. Yeah, in the wet market, so maybe this is happened naturally. In the laboratory, maybe it was accident. Okay, but it is not intentionally that I wanted to spread this virus to entire globe. No, maybe this is not happen. This is my thought. Yeah, I don't know, but what do you think? But this is my thought. After the World War II, this is kind of the situation happened to the entire the world. Okay, like everyone will be focused on this COVID and coronavirus and everything. Okay, last time we talked about this virus, and yeah, it just, and there are so many things affect, like people are dying, people are kind of like forced to stay at their home, do not go the work, also affect on the industry. So many businesses will collapse, GDP is grown down, and people lost their jobs, and yeah, things happened rough, yeah, with this virus. Okay, so important thing, okay, what is the protocol or what is the prevention, is this thing happen in the future? So what we do need to be focused, that is this thing happen not, that sometime is things happen accidentally or accidentally or naturally, but as a human, as a person, do need to prepare for everything. Okay, maybe this thing happened in the future, so what is your contingency plan, or what is your plan, what do you prepare for all those things and everything? So what do you need to do? Isolation is really really important. Yeah, sometimes some virus spread so fast in the human body, and right now human are so connected to the each other. Okay, like right now I am living in the community, and there are almost like I'm living in my city which is not really dense populated, but which is almost like a uh, uh, 5 lakh to 10 lakh people here. Okay, and there are more and more people are uh, babies are born and dying and everything. So what is I'm gonna say is that if this such thing is happen in the future, isolation is really really important. Okay, and taking information provide to the all over the world as quickly as possible. This virus, I don't know, is this virus came from China, or is this virus is spread by Chinese, or I'm saying is that there are so many things that Chinese need to be stopped for this spreading. Okay, they need to isolate their people who has a COVID virus, and they need to be isolated. And but they didn't really share these virus. They didn't really share these things with the rest of the people. They think it's kind of like a really normal virus, and we do care about this thing. And eventually, they didn't really care, and people travel entire the globe, and according to Lee, viruses also travel to the world. Okay, so yeah, so such thing happened. Okay, whatever thing we need to figure it out, we need to understand everything and so many things. Yeah, this is kind of like a pandemic situation happened, and I hope this thing is gonna figure it out. Obviously, vaccines came, and I just wanted to be everything happened good. Okay, so this is it. This is the end. This is my artifact episode number 2257. Today's date is 10th May 2021. Thank you.